In the late 1960s, a shadowy figure began a reign of terror across Northern California. He called himself the Zodiac, taunting the police and media with cryptic letters and chilling ciphers. With each letter, he revealed just enough to send shivers down the spine of an entire nation. But who was the Zodiac Killer? A ghost? A monster? Or just a man? Despite decades of investigation, his identity remains one of the greatest mysteries in criminal history. Join us as we delve into the dark and twisted saga of the Zodiac Killer. From rural counties to bustling cities, no area seemed safe from his reach. His victims were young and old, men and women, attacked without warning. The police were left scrambling to piece together the mystery. As the body count rose, so did the pressure on law enforcement. Teenagers Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were found shot to death in their car. The brutal slaying shocked the community and baffled investigators. Despite extensive investigation, the killer left no clues, but it was just the beginning of a reign of terror that would haunt the region. The Zodiac began sending taunting letters to the press, filled with cryptic symbols. Police sketches were circulated, but they failed to identify the killer. July 4th, 1969, Blue Rock Springs Park. The Zodiac struck again. Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mago were attacked in their car. Darlene fatally. Michael survived and provided a description of the killer. The Zodiac left behind few clues, and the police were left grasping for answers. The media frenzy grew, and the Zodiac relished the attention. Despite the thorough investigation, the trail went cold. In another taunting letter, the Zodiac mocked the police for their inability to catch him. On September 27, 1969, the Zodiac struck again, this time in broad daylight at Lake Berryessa. Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were enjoying a peaceful day at the lake. The Zodiac approached them, wearing an executioner-style hood and brandishing a gun and knife. He tied them up and brutally stabbed them, leaving behind a chilling message on their car door. Brian miraculously survived, providing crucial details about the attack. Despite the new information, the Zodiac's identity remained a mystery. On October 11, 1969, the Zodiac committed its last confirmed murder in the heart of San Francisco. Paul Stein, a taxi driver, was shot point-blank by the Zodiac. Eyewitnesses saw a man leaving the scene, leading to a detailed police sketch. Despite a massive manhunt, the Zodiac slipped through the net once again. The Zodiac sent a piece of Paul Stein's bloody shirt to the police, proving his involvement. With each attack, the Zodiac's audacity grew, and so did the public's fear. The Zodiac's letters were not just taunts, they were filled with cryptic ciphers. The first cipher, sent in 3 parts to different newspapers, promised to reveal his identity. Experts and amateur sleuths alike were drawn into the challenge of cracking the code. The first cipher was solved by a high school teacher and his wife, revealing a chilling message about the Zodiac's thrill of killing. The solution was a breakthrough, but it brought no closer to identifying the killer. The Zodiac continued to send more ciphers, each more complex than the last. Each letter increased the tension as the Zodiac threatened more attacks. Despite the best efforts of the brightest minds, some ciphers remain unsolved to this day. The letters kept the Zodiac in the public eye, and the fear and fascination grew. In one letter, the Zodiac claimed his killings were to collect slaves for the afterlife, a chilling insight into his mind. Psychologists tried to profile the killer, but his erratic behavior made it difficult. The Zodiac's letters were both a game and a weapon, keeping him at the forefront of public fear. Each major case left the police more determined and the public more terrified. The victims were more than just names in the newspaper. They were real people with real families. Despite collecting mountains of evidence, the Zodiac's identity remained elusive. Key pieces of evidence included fingerprints, shell casings, and the infamous letters. Eyewitnesses provided varying descriptions, adding to the confusion. Press conferences kept the public informed, but answers were few and far between. Composite sketches evolved, but none led to a definitive suspect. Detectives worked tirelessly, piecing together clues from multiple crime scenes. The Zodiac's notoriety grew, making headlines across the nation. Criminal profilers debated the Zodiac's psyche, but its true motives remained a mystery. Mapping the Zodiac's attacks showed a pattern, but didn't lead to his capture. Theories and suspects were abundant, but none conclusively linked to the crimes. Arthur Leigh Allen was a prime suspect, but evidence was circumstantial. Allen matched several aspects of the Zodiac's profile, but had alibis for key attacks. Other suspects included Richard Gaikowski, Lawrence Kane, and Ross Sullivan. Richard Gaikowski was implicated by a former co-worker, but no definitive link was found. Lawrence Kane's criminal background and proximity to the crimes made him a suspect. Ross Sullivan's eerie resemblance to sketches and his mental health issues added to suspicions. Each suspect had compelling evidence but lacked definitive proof. Modern DNA testing has brought new hope, but so far, no matches. Forensic experts continue to re-examine old evidence, searching for new leads. The public remains captivated by the mystery, with amateur sleuths proposing new theories. The Zodiac story has been immortalized in books, movies, and documentaries. David Fincher's film, Zodiac, brought renewed interest in the case. True crime podcasts and shows continue to explore the mystery, keeping the case alive. Advances in technology offer hope that one day, the Zodiac's identity will be revealed. But for the families of the victims, the pain and loss remain ever present. The victims are remembered not just as part of a notorious case, but as loved ones lost too soon. Cold case detectives continue their pursuit, driven by the hope of closure. The Zodiac's taunts may have faded, but the quest for justice continues. Every breakthrough in cold case technology brings us one step closer. Digital archives and databases now store mountains of data, accessible to investigators worldwide. The Zodiac Killer remains one of the most enigmatic figures in criminal history. Will we ever truly know who he was? Until then, we remember the victims and honor their memory. Thank you for watching. If you found this video intriguing, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.